Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Cabela's, Cuddyback, America's Best Bowstrings, Drake Non-Typical, Easton Arrows, Frigid Forage, Fuse, Grizzly Coolers, and Realtree.
Day 5, October 14th. If you listen close enough in the background, you can probably hear the rain coming down on the top of my office here. I'm starting the video blog indoors. We're going to make a quick run down below the house into that blind, that redneck blind where we've been hunting the big 7. I'm going to continue after that deer every time it makes sense. But I do have a new addition to the story. Duke, despite all of his degraded qualities, does occasionally do something good. And he brought this antler up. I don't know where he found it. He doesn't range very far from the house, so it had to be around here someplace. But this is the left side off the lone oak buck from last year. I mean, you can tell by this little ridge along the bottom. Obviously, a bunch of it got chewed because he was a pretty long-time deer. But so the lone oak buck lives, you know, and that was the one question that I had. I didn't see him after November 10th last season, and we didn't find any antlers from him. So I thought, well, maybe the deer, you know, died during the winter, or he moved off, or whatever. So now the question isn't whether or not he survived. The question is, where is he? So I spent yesterday, today's, like I said, Sunday the 14th, I spent yesterday moving cameras around, trying to create a little bit more of a tighter net, you know, put a microscope to the aerial photo, so to speak, and really try to figure out where he could be. Where did we miss him at? You know, I've ran cameras into quite a few of the areas where I thought the deer would be likely living, but I didn't pick him up. So either he was off the farm and still is, or maybe he was off the farm and moved in, or as they get older, and he's going to be a 6-year-old, or is a 6-year-old this year, their ranges really start to shrink and their core areas really close in. And I've seen bucks that at 6 and 7 years old lived in as small as a 20 to 30 acre area and rarely came out of that area. So, you know, if I'm not right inside that 30 acre area, I might not be getting pictures of the deer. So, like I said, I'm really focusing a little bit tighter now, narrowing up the grid and seeing if I can find this buck. That'd be pretty cool. It'd be really fun to see what he looks like this year. I mean, this doesn't do justice to him. He was a really good deer last year, and it'd just be fun to see what he looks like from 5 to 6. So hopefully I can at least get pictures of him. Like I said, this evening we're going down to the blind, down below the house here. We have to hide the camera gear from the rain on the way down, and once we get inside, we should be okay. But there is some chance that that big 7 is you know, going to come by. I mean, it's cool. It's a, you know, probably high 40s today, so there's no reason why the deer wouldn't move. So let me pack up my stuff here and make the quick trip down below the house. And it could go a while before we actually do. The only problem is getting to it without being seen. There's another doe behind that fawn. Or is it another fawn behind that fawn? I
you shoot her with him in here?
Yeah. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know what happened. He's not a shooter anyway. But yeah, I mean, if you'd have been a little bit more organized there, I'd have shot her. She's probably about 30 when she went through there. The fawn is at 31.
Oh, here comes another doe out from behind him.
We got about 20 minutes left of legal shooting time, but we're running out of camera light fast. Decent hunt. I ended up killing a doe right at just about 5 minutes ago, towards the end of the evening here. Had just one buck come out. He was either a big-bodied 2-year-old or a small-bodied 3-year-old. I'm not 100% sure on that deer, but it was good to see a buck on his feet out here. Otherwise, it's just been does this evening. So, looking ahead, the weather forecast is supposed to be pretty chilly again for Monday, and then it's going to be more seasonal for the rest of the week. So I'm going to get out some, and I'm going to continue to hunt this deer that I'm calling the Big 7. And now that the lone oak buck is in play, I've got to figure out where that deer is living. So that's going to be one of my primary goals for this coming week. If I can find that deer on this farm, hopefully he's here someplace. I'm going to keep looking for him, and it'd be great to hunt that deer again, or at least see what he looks like this year. That'd be pretty cool. We've been watching him now since he was a 3-year-old. That's it for today's hunt, and so just keep checking these video blogs. Skip's got one that's active. Owen's got one. Jared's got one, and I've got one. So just every day that we get out hunting, we're going to post one of these for you. Well, I appreciate you joining me. I'll see you right back again probably tomorrow. I'll probably hunt tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure depending on the wind, but that's my plan. So keep checking back, and I'll keep bringing you the action every time I go out.